Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Tony, and I have to lose weight. And wow, it feels like it's been a long time since I've given you an update. We're coming up on 1 year since I had my thyroid removed, and that's kind of put me on an interesting health journey, 323 days to be exact. In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about what my thyroid removal journey has been like, and then I also want to tell you about the next thing that I'm trying when it comes to weight loss. First, let's talk thyroid. 323 days ago, I had this massive thyroid removed from my neck. I'm going to show you a picture here. If you're squeamish, look away. But here comes the picture. This massive 15 centimeter thyroid, well, I mean, both sides were enlarged, but the right side was really jacked up, and it was taken from my neck. It's made a world of difference. I sound different. I breathe different. I sleep different. I feel 100% better, but it's a challenge because when you get your thyroid removed, there's nothing in your body that produces the natural thyroid hormone that you need to live your life. So you have to take a daily thyroid pill. And I didn't do that very well in the beginning. They talk about a period of adjustment to get your thyroid levels right. And what I didn't understand with thyroid medicine in the beginning is that you cannot take that medicine with anything else. So if you're new to the thyroid game, and you get put on a synthetic thyroid hormone, pay attention to when you take that medicine. I went for a thyroid reading and it was way out of whack. I felt horrible. I was fatigued. I was having trouble living my day-to-day life. And the doctor took one look at my thyroid reading and said, wow, your thyroid reading is way out of whack. We're probably going to have to up your dosage of the synthetic thyroid. And I was already on a pretty high dosage. And I said, hey, well, let me ask you this. Does it matter when you take the medicine? And the doctor's like, yeah, absolutely it matters when you take the medicine. So now I've got a whole routine that I've been going through for the last probably 8 months where as soon as I wake up in the morning, whether it be 3:30 or 5:30 or 8 a.m., I take my thyroid medicine. That's the very first thing I do. And then I don't take anything else into my body for at least an hour. No caffeine, no other medications, no vitamins, no food, nothing at all. I let that full absorption happen of my thyroid medicine. And since I've been doing that, my thyroid numbers have been really well. And I haven't really suffered from this thyroid fatigue. So that was an important lesson to learn, and I'm glad that I learned that lesson because early on I was like, man, is this what my life is going to be like with this missing thyroid? Is it going to be like all this fatigue and all this, can't regulate my body temperature? It was a little bit challenging. Now, I do have a pretty decent scar across my neck. I haven't really done anything extra to treat that. I know there's rubs and stuff that you can put on, but I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I only have one kidney and I've had that scar my whole life, 50 years. It's like a foot-long scar across my torso here, so I'm kind of pro scar. I like the stories that they tell, but I'll give you guys a little peek at the thyroid scar. And again, the main thing they say is don't let it get really exposed to sunlight, to the, you don't want it to take in and get sunburnt or anything like that. So I do good to cover it up. And if I know I'm going to be out in the sun for a long exposure, even though I'm going to cover it up with a shirt or whatever, I'll also apply like some sunscreen. But yeah, so thyroid wise, I think I'm doing pretty good. Of course, this channel is have to lose. I have to lose weight. And I think at the height of my weight loss journey, I used to tell a joke like I'm trying to hit my goal weight and my goal weight is 400. I used to tell that joke when I was 280 or 290. And then, it was funny because that was 100 pounds away. Well, during the COVID, during the shutdown, I hit 400 pounds. It was no longer a joke. And I think at my heaviest, I was at 405 pounds. And I faced the harsh reality that where I could used to drop a lot of weight in my 20s and my 30s and even in my 40s, now that I was in my late 40s and early 50s, the metabolism has changed and you can't just, change a few things and drop a lot of weight. So I've really struggled, honestly, through the whole process to continue to lose weight or to lose weight. Of course, my primary job is to go traveling and to go onto cruise ships. I'm kind of a food reviewer, so there's, I have a lot of opportunity to eat a lot of food. The ironic thing is the more I travel, the less weight I gain. I think it's a combination of the exercise. Most of the time when I'm eating on a cruise ship, I don't eat my full meal, so I'll eat a quarter or half of the meal, that kind of thing. So there's, it's odd. You would think that being out on, in these circumstances where all this food is, I would gain more weight. But it's actually when I'm at home and I can just graze all day, that's when the weight seems to come. But yeah, about 405 was my highest weight. I spent a lot of time toward the end of 2024 going to the gym. I was doing 15 to 20 days every month at Planet Fitness, walking 2 or 3 miles a day on a treadmill. And I wasn't really seeing a lot of weight loss, but I was feeling better with my endurance and all that kind of stuff. And that was all going well until I hurt my knee. I was on a cruise ship, my knee popped out of place. It was a bad situation. So it really kind of slowed me down when it comes to going to the gym and at least going to the treadmill. I just need to get back to the gym and probably pump some weights. Hopefully I won't injure myself doing that. But it's really kind of exposed to me that I'm not going to be able to exercise my way to less weight, that it really is going to be about addressing the food issue. Now, fortunately, when it comes to the makeup of my blood, I'm doing pretty good sugar-wise. I am not diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic a little bit, but that number continues to decrease. I've got good cholesterol numbers. I do have high blood pressure. I do have severe sleep apnea. I'm taking medication for those things. I do take a statin just to make sure my cholesterol doesn't get out of control. But yeah, I didn't qualify to do like a semaglutide, like an Ozempic. Through my insurance, you have to be really jacked up. You have to have diabetes to be able to get one of these shots. It's just the way my insurance works. I know that other people are able to get it. But even though I could not get a semaglutide shot through my insurance, randomly, about a month ago, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was doom scrolling through Facebook and I saw an ad for Noom. A lot of these places have their own version of the shot now. Weight Watchers has it, Hims has it, and Noom has it. And the nice thing about Noom is they've got a good reputation for having success changing your psychology. And so I signed up for the Noom semaglutide shot, and I've been taking it every Saturday for 3 weeks. And so this is the 4th week. I'm going to show you what that process is like. The interesting thing with the Noom is not only do you get the shot, but you also get the app. And to be fully transparent, I haven't been doing the app. So the thing I need to do to change my psychology, I've got to get a little more in tune with. You're going to track your food. They're going to talk. There's like a coach that texts you. The interesting thing about getting the shot through Noom is you also are assigned a doctor who texts you through the app. They sent me to get blood work for Noom. So there's a lot of things that go along with it. Transactionally though, I'm just taking the shot. So again, I could probably be doing more, but this will be my 4th shot. I weighed this morning, I weighed 366 pounds. When I first started taking the shot a month ago, I weighed 379. So I'm down about 13 pounds, but I fluctuated all through that time. We had Christmas and all kinds of stuff like that. So again, the interesting thing is, I think like your first month of taking the shot anyways, you're trying to build up this thing called a half-life in your body so that the medicine is constantly working. And what I've experienced so far taking the shot is you feel full. So it slows your digestion down. It works on the fullness feeling. I don't completely understand how a semaglutide works, but those are some of the things that I've noticed. And what I know now, after being on the semaglutide for close to 4 weeks, is that if you overeat, you're going to feel poor. And the problem is sometimes you don't get the signal from your brain that you're full. So you have to intellectually say, I'm just going to eat a little and see how I feel. And the cool thing is once you start responding to those feelings, you're going to eat less. So like on the cruise last week, there were a couple days where I only ate 1 meal. I woke up, I wasn't hungry. I went out and ran all over, a country, burned a bunch of calories, walked a bunch of steps. And then even when I came back to the cruise ship, I wasn't necessarily hungry, but when I would get hungry, I would just eat a little. When I go on these cruise ships, part of what I have to do is film food. So I would go order a bunch of, I felt bad, like I'd order a bunch of food. I'd eat a couple bites of the food so that I could film it and talk about it. But then, yeah, I'm trying to be cool with my body and say, okay, if you're starting to feel full or you don't want to feel sick later, don't do that. And so it's interesting. I think I weighed 372 when I left for the cruise last week, and then I came back 6 pounds lighter. So that's a plus. But the Noom, the semaglutide that I have, you have to inject yourself, which I was very apprehensive about. But I'm going to go through the process and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And it's really easy. It's not painful at all. So let me walk you through the process as I take my 4th shot. Now next week I've got a whole new vial that I'm going to get into, and I'll be upping my dosage. So we'll have to see how that impacts me. But first, let me show you what I got here. And I guess I should qualify a little bit. The reason that I do this, that the kitchen is the place that I give myself this injection, is because you keep the medicine in the refrigerator. So I just have all my stuff here, and I do it right here. It doesn't take but a second. So the components for injecting yourself these insulin syringes, They send you a bunch of these insulin syringes. It takes 2 of these alcohol swabs for each treatment. And then in this box is the vial of medicine. So this is the vial that I've been using for the last 3 weeks. I think I have 1 injection left in it. And then I'll start on a new box next week. And then just housekeeping wise, I do have a Sharps container that I put the used syringes in. Let me do the alcohol part first. We're gonna take 1 of the alcohol swabs and we're gonna wipe off the top of the medicine. This comes with a cap, but the cap doesn't really go back on. So I clean the top with the alcohol wipe. So I give myself a shot in the tummy. So we're gonna pull up the shirt here and I go right below my scar, and I go right into the side of my belly there. Give a little cleanse. All right, then we're gonna open up the syringe and the plunger. So what I do is I go straight down into the medicine. I've never done this on camera, so hopefully it doesn't. Then I turn it upside down to allow the medicine to be where the plunger is. And right now I'm giving myself 25 units. Of course, that's facing me, but so I'm gonna slowly draw the medicine in. I'm still getting used to this part of it. Slowly draw the medicine in to the syringe. So I feel like I got air in there. Slowly draw it in. Make sure this thing fills up, because you don't want to inject yourself with air. All right, and then once that's ready, I'm gonna take the medicine off the top. I'm gonna give a little squirt to get the air, a lot of squirt, get the air out. And then I'm gonna go right into that spot. And you can't even feel it, you just apply a little pressure, the needle's in, and then I'm just gonna push the plunger in to inject that medicine in me. And like that, give it about 3 seconds, and then out I go. That's it. I'm just gonna put the cap back on. Cap back on, just dispose all the stuff I can dispose of, and drop that into the Sharps container. So, you know, it's a new thing. I'm about a month into it. I've definitely felt some changes in my body, the way I feel after I eat. It's starting to change the way I think about food, and we'll have to see how it goes. There's constant improvements in medicine right now. I've been seeing an oral treatment that not only takes care of weight loss, but it also works on sleep apnea. So the next time that I go to my doctor, I'll have to talk to my doctor about that. Of course, I talked to my doctor about doing the Noom. You know, she wanted to prescribe me Ozempic, but we couldn't get it approved through the insurance. And so, you know, it's not inexpensive. I think I know my 3-month treatment for Noom, they send it to you 3 months at a time, $895. They give you a discount on the first month of treatment, and I don't remember what it is. I feel like it could be $195 or $295. Let me look real quick and see if I can get you a price. The Noom GLP 1RX costs $149 for the first month and $279 per month after that. So I think my credit card and they bill you 3 months at a time. So I think it got hit for like $895 or something like that. Again, this is, you got to consult with your doctor. I wouldn't do this on your own. You do have to go through a medical process when you're signing up for Noom. They want to know about your most recent blood work. They want to know what other medications you're on. They want to know what you're allergic to. So it's not just, you don't just push a button and they send you the shot. There is a whole deal. And again, the thing I like about Noom, and I haven't really taken advantage of it, is they do include Noom with that price. So you get this pretty well regarded weight loss program with the shot. And so they're trying to work in conjunction. Like, one example is, one of the challenges when you take these shots is you're going to start losing weight, and your body is going to try to attack the muscle. You know, your muscle is one of those fuel sources that the body likes to use, and sometimes it will favor the muscle over the fat. And so one of the things you have to do to make sure that that's not, and again, I'm not a dietitian, this may not sound right, so I apologize, verify all this yourself, but one thing that Noom does is it tracks your protein. So they want you to have a certain amount of protein every day, so that when you're losing weight, you don't lose muscle, that kind of thing. So again, Noom's going to explain that better, dietitian's going to explain that better, but that's just a little bit I wanted to share, that I feel like the tools are there to really kind of help you as you go through this. But yeah, so I was 366.2 this morning. I'll come back and weigh in next week. I'll try to keep this up. I don't know if this is helpful. I don't even know if it's helpful for me to put it out there, because a lot of times I just end up catching a bunch of grief about it. But this is a new journey for me. And again, if you've tracked with me on the cruising channel or anything else, I love sharing the journey so that maybe it'll help just, somebody else, one person or whatever. So yeah, there you go. There's the update. 1 year without a thyroid. I'm now 4 weeks into taking a shot. Lost a little bit of weight. Who knows what happens? My knee's still jacked up. So we'll have to see what 2025 holds. But thank you so much for checking out this episode. Subscribe for more. This is Tony, and I have to lose weight. And well, I'll see you on the next episode.